Thank you. And now the Star-Spangled Banner. Sutherland alma mater will be performed by our wind ensemble, orchestra, and concert choir. The lyrics and the music of the alma mater were gifts from the Sutherland class of 2007. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Carol Schwab. I'm interim principal of Pittsford Sutherland High School. And on behalf of the entire faculty and staff, it is my honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the 125th commencement honoring the graduating class of 2017. It is my privilege to introduce those joining me on the stage this morning. I'm going to ask that you hold your applause until all have been recognized. Seated to my right in the front row are Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Michael Pirro. Board of Education President, Mrs. Kim McCluskey. Board of Education Vice President, Mrs. Amy Thomas. Board of Education members, Mr. Ted Aresti, Mr. Peter Sullivan. Seated in the back row, Board of Education members, Mrs. Irene Narotsky, Mrs. Valerie Baum, and Mrs. Renee Sanchez-Kazakis. To my left in the front row, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Eileen Scoville. Assistant Principal, Mrs. Jennifer Marin. Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, Mrs. Melanie Ward. Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Michael Leone. Seated in the second row, Chief Information Officer, Dr. Jeff Kimmer. Director of Special Education, Ms. Elizabeth Woods. Director of Student Services, Dr. Patricia Von Brogan. Let's give them a warm round of applause. I want to send a very special welcome and thank you to the Sutherland faculty and staff who are here with us today, as well as those staff members who are joining us from Calkins Road Middle School, Allen Creek Elementary School, Jeff Road Elementary School, Mendon Center Elementary School. You have all played an incredible role in the lives of these young adults from their earliest days until now. Thank you for being here on this very special occasion. We really appreciate that you're here. Finally, a thank you to the National Honor Society members who greeted our guests today, who will be helping throughout the program. Thank you. As we get into this program this morning, I would like to take a few minutes just to weave a picture of the class of 2017. This class is a tapestry, with each member a thread. In a tapestry, an individual thread is interlaced to create its own swatch, and each swatch contributes to a design that forms an intricate whole. The threads of a tapestry are often linen or cotton, but for very special tapestries, gold and silver fibers are used. The tapestry of the seniors before us today is indeed a very special one. It contains threads of the highest quality that have been woven to be durable, with each individual thread essential to the whole. So let's examine the richness of this textile before us. Of the 228 students, 90 maintained a grade point average of 90 or better during their 4 years at Sutherland, taking rigorous courses in one of the top-rated schools in the state. And among their ranks is a National Merit Scholarship winner. 61% of the class participated in community service, which includes tutoring and fund drives, assisting refugees, and working with students with disabilities. This class is comprised of athletes, artists, actors, musicians, photographers, student leaders, entrepreneurs, writers, engineers, programmers, gamers, and more. Our athletes competed fiercely in their sports. They won Section 5 and state championships and earned individual accolades as All-County, All-Greater Rochester, All-State, and All-American. This year, 12 senior artists exhibited their work at 4 regional galleries and 3 community gallery spaces. Our budding entrepreneurs competed and won awards at the New York State Regional Trade Show in New York City. One student qualified to compete at the DECA International Career Development Council, and 31 seniors were inducted into the Business and Marketing Honor Society. 7 competed in the Science Olympiad, the maximum number of seniors allowed on a team. During this year, seniors participated in masterminds, sat for the National Lantern Exam, and they built robots. 4 seniors joined other student leaders across Monroe County participating in Rock to Change, a student organization designed to facilitate dialogue among peers about racism. Musicians in this class, both vocal and instrumental, have been adjudicated as soloists and rated at the highest levels. Our wind ensemble, composed of many seniors, was rated gold with distinction. There are rock, soul, jazz, rap, country, hip-hop, and classical enthusiasts, many of whom sing or play with bands and orchestras outside of school. So these are just some of the rich fibers that add to the decorative quality of the tapestry before us. But what about its functionality? In earlier times, tapestries often provided a service to people. They might serve to protect from drafts or the cold. So what service do we see in this textile? 60 students have been awarded a pin representing 75 and more hours of community service that each has contributed. 25 seniors served as link leaders, acting as mentors to underclassmen, and still others offered their talents as sources of strength to our community. Recently, one student, after completing a rigorous process, became a certified nursing assistant. We have seniors committed to improve our world through their environmental activism, their efforts to feed the hungry or assist to ensure stable housing. Others have committed to increasing tolerance and inclusion, and several have served as first responders. These seniors have polar plunged, they've walked the runway, they've pinked a rink, and they've created classic rainbows, and they've participated in numerous events to support causes in our community. They've engaged in internships and career exploration programs that range from education to video production, some even working in labs where there's cutting-edge research underway. They've participated in Rock to Change, connecting with middle school students. They've supported unified basketball. They've been a Best Buddy or a Ties volunteer. Many of the seniors have brought joy to us through entertainment, through dramas, musicals, vocal and instrumental concerts. And talk about service, there are 3 students who are entering the armed forces after graduation. Lastly, the quality of a tapestry is that it can easily and readily be located to function in a different location. Well, the fibers of this textile will soon be found throughout our world. Many of these students will be relocating to colleges and universities from Adelphi to Xavier University. Some will be studying and working nearby. Others will be serving in our country in parts still unknown. 4 will be going to school in other countries, and 2 are planning to volunteer or work abroad. Yes, this tapestry before us is rich in quality, experienced in serving, and ready to continue to enrich our world wherever its fibers may land. Congratulations, class of 2017. You are indeed a unique and beautiful tapestry. Now it is my privilege to call upon the Superintendent of Pittsford Schools, Superintendent Pirro. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to begin by saying how proud I am to each and one of our seniors that are here this morning. You've worked extremely hard throughout your career as a student, and this hard work is what's brought you here today. Today, you indeed graduate from one of the best high schools in the nation, and without question, you are prepared and you're ready to move on to the next part of your life. As you know, not every day in school was easy, and at times you needed support. I'd like to take a moment to thank those that have supported you over the years. To the parents, family members, and close friends that are here with us today, I thank you for your wisdom, for your patience, and for the love that you've shared with your graduate. I also thank you for the sacrifices that you've made over time. To the teachers and staff, I thank you for your focus on educating the whole student. You've served as a coach, a cheerleader, a counselor, and a role model, all while finding that careful balance between nurture and accountability. Please take great satisfaction knowing you've prepared these graduates to be successful in everything that they're about to encounter beyond today. I'd also like to thank our Board of Education and our community for deeply supporting education and supporting the value education brings to our lives. You have set your expectations for our district very high, and you've been steadfast in always supporting decisions that are best for our students. And finally, to the graduates that are before us, I want to thank you very sincerely for making us all so proud of you on a very regular basis. You're a remarkable graduating class. Mark Twain stated that the most important days in our life is when the days you are born and the day you find out why. While I absolutely agree with this quote, I would also add a third most important day, and that date is today. As I think about your graduation, I think about how few times in your life you truly get a fresh start and a chance to literally do anything you set your mind to. This morning is a chance to begin the process of making your mark. You have a chance for a new beginning. You have a chance starting today to start from scratch. As of today, each of you has a clean slate and the opportunity to shape your lives as you see fit. You should feel a great sense of empowerment knowing that you have this possibility. My guess is that some of you absolutely know what you're going to do with your life and with your career and your major, and all of that's already figured out, while others of you, not as much. There are more than likely mixed feelings with all of you, ranging from excitement and fear and many emotions in between. Parents, you're probably feeling the same. But know this, regardless of the certainty of your next steps or how you're feeling right now this morning, you will be absolutely fine. I promise you, you'll be better than fine. You are so prepared to move on. My message to you today is really simple. Take advantage of the clean slate that lies before you, and take solace in knowing that you truly control your future. Learn from the mistakes that you've made along the way, and apply those mistakes to your future. In addition to those lessons that you've learned in the past, think about all the new people that you are going to meet in the future, either through the workforce, military, college, or elsewhere. And remember, as you start this clean slate, you only have one time to start a first impression. As you start this new slate, think about the impression you want to give others about you and who you are. And along the same thought, be yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson was quoted saying, "To be yourself in a world that's constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Be comfortable in your own skin. Be proud of who you are. Leaving high school is absolutely a transformative process. And if you've selected a persona that wasn't you, change it now. This is a time to be the person that you always wanted to be or have dreamt to be. I'm excited for all of you, so excited for all of you. I'm excited for your future. I want you to know that you have a home in the Pittsford schools always. I ask that you come back and visit us and know that we are part of your Pittsford family forever. I wish you all the best of luck in your future, and I offer you a very sincere and well-deserved congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pirro. I'm delighted to call upon our concert choir under the direction of Mrs. Ava Di Agostino to perform Cante Partito as a dedication to the class of 2017.
Che
honor graduates participate in a selection process to identify one student from their ranks to speak at commencement. It is therefore my pleasure to call upon Mr. Evan Allen, who will be speaking this morning on behalf of the honor grads. Evan?
"12 years, 9 months, and 16 days ago, most of us were at our first day of kindergarten, and now we're here on our last day of senior year. We came from different schools, different cities, states, countries, but our paths all converge here in this room today before they branch out around the world. When I asked for ideas for this speech on the Facebook group, I was wary. Let me tell you, there is enough shade in that Facebook group to protect you from UV radiation. But you guys came through, and since I said no shout-outs, I won't say who, but someone gave me some pretty good advice. They said, as long as your speech is from the heart, a little cry-worthy, and a little bit funny, everyone will love it. Now, since I'm not trying to cry in front of my entire class, I'm gonna lean on the side of funny, so here we go. Okay, actually I lied. I am going to give one shout-out, and that is to Wikipedia for helping me finish high school. Maybe I should have waited till after I got my diploma to say that, okay. I swear I've Wikipedia'd everything from Maria Romanoff to Lagrange error to leafination in my epic struggle to get my work done at 2 a.m. the day it's due. If you say you've never supplemented your well-cited, incredibly legitimate sources with Wikipedia on an assignment, you are lying. And teachers, if you claim to be ignorant to this fact, you are also lying. It's the way of the world. But the reality is that not everything can be solved by a wiki product. There's no Wikipedia page called "My best friend hates me because I'm high-key crazy." There isn't a WikiHow that will tell you how to cure cancer. There actually are several that try, but you get my point. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that there's no Wikipedia page for life. As hard as it is to admit to ourselves, the internet can't solve all our problems. But contrary to what the baby boomers believe, we are so much more than our phones. Honestly, being a teenager is really hard, but every single one of us managed to navigate our way through the sea of hormones and Netflix to be sitting here today in our caps and gowns. Okay, quick aside from my point, our class was possibly doubted even more than the millennials. We were never the most united, and we are graduating in a time of transition when old traditions are ending and new ones are being created. Yet in there, we're in the last days of our school here at Sutherland when we came together in a way no one thought possible. I saw it on the bleachers of U of R at the Rainbow Classic. I saw it in the Bowl Roll on Jefferson Road after the senior banquet. And I saw it Monday morning in the parking lot as we all entered the school for the last time as students to the soundtrack of High School Musical. It was in those moments that I felt we were truly united. Okay, that was as sad as I'm getting. I hope all the sentimental out there are satisfied. So back to Wikipedia. Many of us are graduating with a lot of help from it. Some of us are graduating in spite of the help from it, but none of us are graduating because of it. We are graduating because of our own achievements, our own hard work, our own tears shed on our own keyboards at 2 a.m. And I am confident that we all will continue to succeed in the same manner. I'm not saying it's all smooth sailing from here. You will experience heartbreak, failure, disappointment, and maybe even utter despair as you enter this new time in your life. To quote the great Matthew Davidson, once you pass the age of 25, everyone stops caring about you. Adulting is hard, and in a very different way from how being a teenager is hard. But I have faith in our misfit, underdog, comeback kid of a class because we always find a way. Are there any doctors in the audience? Raise your hands, doctors. Let's hear a round of applause for the doctors. Woo. And now, how many of you in the Sutherland class of 2017 are planning to go into medicine? Doctors, meet your new colleagues. I could say the same thing for lawyers or teachers or cowboys or whatever, but we'd be here all day and it's really hot up here, so I'll wrap it up. There are some pretty bright minds out there. Some of you know that, and maybe some of you are still waiting to figure it out. We live in a world dominated by headlines, and I haven't the slightest doubt that I'll be seeing names that I know lighting up Times Square in the near future. Maybe one of you will figure out why I'm high-key crazy. Maybe one of you will discover how to cure cancer and write a WikiHow, please. Maybe one of you will even have your name written next to President of the United States. And because I don't trust myself to run a country, vote Winebreak Allen 2036. Peace out, Sutherland.
Thank you, Evan. As a point of information, I want you to know that this morning's ceremony is being videotaped, and it will be broadcast on Channel 12 during July and August. So as we move on to the presentation of diplomas, I ask our guests not to leave your seats, please, for the purpose of taking pictures. All-Star Imaging will be taking photographs after students receive their diplomas and walk down the ramp. So now we move on to the presentation of diplomas by Board President Kim McCluskey and Superintendent Michael Pirro. Mrs. Scoville, Mrs. Marin, would you please move to the lower podium? Board of Education President McCluskey, Superintendent Pirro, it is with great respect and pride that I present to you the Sutherland High School class of 2017. I hereby certify that the members of this class before you today have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation established by the State of New York and the Board of Education of Pittsford Central Schools. And each is deserving of receiving a diploma in recognition of his or her achievement. Thank you.
Maxwell Benjamin Album. Evan Richard Allen. Abby Aresti. Carly Aresti. Magdalene Faith Bear. Noah Alexander Balestra. Mary Sue Bear. Mariah Bender. Jacob Jeffrey Berry. Mara Bestrom. Atalishvara Bhargava. Nathaniel C. Biggs. Matthew D. Bisnett. Elizabeth Blanding. Sarah Michelle Blum. Thank you. Audrey Elizabeth Bonham. Isabella Boers. Savannah Marie Bothner. Reagan Shea Bowen. Allison Marie Bowman. Chelsea Charlotte Brain. Hart Marshall Brennan. Andrew Michael Bronstein. Rita Buchiri. Ashley Paige Book. Colleen E. Burke. Colleen Rose Butler. Claire Isabel Vega Calkins. Molly Faye Calvaca. Selena E. Caraballo. Mackenzie Ray Carpenter. Marquise Luvin Carter. Maxwell C. Carver. Nicholas William Catalano. Justin Nicholas Kavanaugh. Carissa Nadia Chothia. Mahira Collins. Michael J. Conti. Faith Naomi Cook. Claire Coonan. Emma Corby. Jenna Elizabeth Coyne. Catherine E. Creary. Tegan M. Culhane. Andrew Giroux Cunningham. Mackenzie Alexandra Curtin. Emma Catherine Seifer. Ambre Marie Diapria. Norman Robertson Dietz III. Sophia Inadia de Glans. Mary Patricia Dean. Riley Esther Donahue. Kathleen Teresa Doyle. Robert Michael Doyle. Kira Marie Ebling. Ava Eichel. Charlotte Ann Engebrecht. Olivia Blanche Engebrecht. Tamulin Anthony Inkjargal. Lucas Philip Fried Erblin. Kanan Ali Erkin. Hannah Fansett. Gino Norman Filiacci. Bryn Hope Filsinger. Kirsten E. Fleming. Adam Fogel. Anne Mackenzie Frame. Andrew John Gagan. Rachel Victoria Geiger. Daniel F. Giannini. Jacob Zion Glazer. Robert Gerald Glenning. Owen Taylor Gettler. Danielle Dira Goggin. Catherine Eileen Gerentz. James Matthew Graham. Frederick Carl Gruner IV. Mark Lawrence Gooley. William Hewitt Hager. Mitchell Joseph Haight. Callum Hall. Destiny Hall Caswell. Infinity Hall Caswell. Anne Marie Hanna. Natalie Harvey. David Michael Hawks, Jr. Olivia E. Healy. Nicole Therese Hendy. William E. Hearns. Nicholas Patrick Herron. Oliver Leighton Hess. Grace Elizabeth Hoffin. Bailey Rose Hookway. William Hughes. Susan Juliet Hurwitz. Chandler Grace Hyatt. Frank Michael Anthony Imbergia. Calvin Jacobson. Hannah Jang. Christina Jefferson. Juliana Marie Johnson. Jennifer Ann Johnson. Tristan Johnson. Catherine R. Johnston. Eli Jones. Spencer D. Jones II. David Cole Joshby. Aubrey Irene Jost. Alexei Kazabov. George Gardner Kavanaugh III. Isha Kankari.
Joshua Peter Ketchum. Divya Khanna. Maha Shararar Kokar. Minjun Kim. Sarah Kircher. Samuel Jeffrey Kistler. Hannah Cooper. Cordelia Kwan. Maxfield Lothar. Matthew Levengood. Benjamin Linehan. Leah Lines. Danielle Lipari. Derek Lopez. Sarah Lochner. Emily Ludwig. Mr. McKenzie. Connor James McKenzie. Bridget Mary McGuire. William Christopher Marsh. Grace Matina. Madeline Ann McGrath. Hillary Emma McCoyo Baku. William Horn Merrill. Grace Ellen Messina. Shreya Mishra. Chase Byron Morley. Meredith L. Morse. Leah Ash Mothimaya. Madeline Ann Muller. Benjamin Kenneth Myers. Irina Rahul Nanavati. Claire Kiran Narang. Matthew Richard Nolan. Jack O'Donovan. Juan Pablo Orozco Tarazona. Sarah Elizabeth Orth. Chang Hyun Park. Adela Petru. Charles James Pellegrini. Linjun Peng. Jacob Percy. Reed Allen Peristam. Emily Claire Perez. Alexandra Parato. Aaron W. Philbrick. Maximilian Dakota Powers. Madeline Carey Queenan. Mark Ramirez. John C. Randolph. Grace M. Reddish. Eilish Regan. Jameson Nesbitt Reef. Vanessa Lee Rice. Nathaniel Thomas Richardson. Savina May Ristusha. Jason Vincent Roser. Sarah Melita Rosica. Michael Joseph Ross. Ariana Rubin. Darian Sarachevich. Rachel Schaefer. William Richard Scherberger. Alexander David Shinta. Courtney Lynn Seeger. Mackenzie Elizabeth Serque. Kelly Marie Shane. Emily Shedden. Akil Azan Sheikh. Caroline Laura Sherwood. Elizabeth Ann Smiley. Madeline Sage Smith. Mara Claire Smith. Nafal Ahmed Sohail. Jacob Stasko. Grayson George Stevens. Lindsay Michael Stone. Nina Nicole Stornelli. Kevin L. Sun. Amanda Victoria Swatling. Bridget H. Sykes. Alexander William Taff. Emma Catherine Tenhopen. Addison Joe Thomas. Lindsay Ann Thomas. Tyler James Thompson. Emmanuel Wayman Tipton. Nathaniel Webster Topham. Grant Joseph Turner. Jane Catherine Totoro. Gavin T. Valencourt. Jenna Rose Van Vakius. Samuel John Vandersloot. Alexandra Villarreal. Catherine Volmer. Zachary T. Wagner. Caitlin Emily Walker. Matthew Wong. Bryce Way. Julia Sarah Weinberg. Baylina M. Weinstein. Jack William Weisbach. Geffen Aviva Wiener. Catherine Michelle Williamson. Sophie Hart Wilson. Catherine Elizabeth Weinbrake. Elizabeth Rose Wynn. Morgan Shea Wine. Allison Rachel Yanoff. Nathan Zanvort. Elizabeth Marie Zeb. Jacob Michael Zielinski.
The Sutherland High School Senior Vocal Ensemble will bid the class of 2017 farewell, singing The Road Home.
Tell me where is the road I can call my own, that I left, that I loved so long.
Senior Class President Owen Gettler will now share his reflections and then officially lead the class in the changing of the tassel ceremony. Owen?
In years past, students have stood in this very spot, speaking about how amazing it was that we came together during our last year of high school, and how we bonded over the last few months, and how we're now basically this one huge happy family. They'd flash pictures up on the screen of the whole class at the senior bonfire, gathered in one big circle while singing and dancing. Or they'd show all the seniors on a spirit day, each student dressed up wildly in whatever the designated theme was. Well, that wasn't us, was it? Not by a long shot. Now, I know a lot of people in this room are probably thinking, oh no, where's this kid going with this? Who put him up there? Didn't someone have to approve the speech? Why isn't anyone stopping him? To that, I say trust the process. Just hang in there. I can't say those things that previous senior class presidents and honor grads have said at this podium because they didn't happen. And I can't throw those photos up on the screen behind me because they don't exist. Our senior bonfire featured 20 different cliques of people standing off in their own little bubbles. Spirit Days featured barely half of our class dressing up. In fact, we weren't even able to organize a unified skip day, which is usually one of the greatest traditions of any senior class. I know we all looked at those moments, myself included, and said, wow, we really dropped the ball on that one. I guess we're all just too different to make anything work. But then I got to thinking, and I got to talking with some people. And I realized something. We're so different that we are going to make anything work. We spent the whole year feeling that our differences and our disagreements were these terrible things that made our class the worst in history ever. We couldn't have been more wrong. Change does not happen because everyone spontaneously comes together one morning deciding that that day is the day for change. We don't all gather in a circle to sing Kumbaya and celebrate the change we will enact on the world. No. Change is a brutal process. It's discordant and can be ugly and painful, but it's exactly that, a process. And it requires us all to do exactly what this graduating class does. We wear our opinions on our sleeves, loudly and without hesitation or shame, letting the whole world gander at our differences, seeing what each individual has to bring to the table. Take Senior Skip Day, for example, or more appropriately, the lack thereof. Those arguments, the ones where we tried getting everyone on the same page, those were absolute disasters. We weren't even in the same book. I mean, those were some seriously heated moments, and I know a lot of people went to bed after those moments very angry. But here's the thing. Those arguments are so telling of just the kind of people this class has created. And it's not a bunch of blind followers. No, we've created strong leaders with strong opinions, and they demand to be heard. Sure, in the particular context of Senior Skip Day, we all ended up destroying our own tradition, but unleashed on the real world, and after developing a few more negotiating skills, there's no limit to what we can do. And that means the possibilities out there for us are endless. That's not a cliche, it's the truth. We can be and do anything we want, so why would we want to be like the person next to us? And why would we want them to be like us? If we all had the same values and goals, the world as we know it would cease to function. If everyone woke up as doctors one morning, sure, there would be no sick people, but there would also be no engineers or teachers, no one to invent new surgical tools, and no one to teach the medical students how to use them, no one to build the hospitals, no one to help them run smoothly. That is why it's so important that we are so different. We need the future generations to be able to look at us and see that it's okay to be different. More importantly, they need to be able to look at us and see what a beautiful thing it is to be different. I cannot emphasize enough just how amazing, just how important it is that we embrace our differences, that we celebrate the variety of thoughts, goals, perspectives, personalities, and incredible potential we represent. Max Dupree, an American businessman and writer, once said, "We need to give each other space to grow, to be ourselves, to exercise our diversity. We need to give each other space so that we may both give and receive such beautiful things as ideas, openness, dignity, joy, healing, and inclusion. So, Pittsford Sutherland High School, class of 2017, do not let what you may see as a failure of unity our senior year tarnish our accomplishments over the last 4 years. Be proud of how different we are. Be proud of how seriously awful we were at coming together as a class. Be proud of our utter supreme failure to become this one big happy family, instead becoming a giant, disjointed, dysfunctional one. Be proud of the space we gave each other, intentionally or not, to grow and exercise our diversity. Be proud, because that is what makes this class so astoundingly unique and beautiful and full of promise and hope. Class of 2017, think of all the great things we will accomplish, not in spite of our differences, but because of our differences. Will all the students in the graduating class of 2017 please rise? It is my honor to lead you all in the tassel changing ceremony. Please join me now in moving our tassels from right to left. Congratulations, class of 2017.
You may be seated. Thank you. As we move to the end of this celebration, I want to thank the members of our Wind Ensemble Orchestra, Concert Choir, Senior Ensemble for enriching this celebration today. I send a special thanks to the music faculty, Mr. Indiano, Mr. Shemansik, Ms. Sutcliffe, Ms. DiAgostino, and our accompanist, Ms. Sarah Toka. I want to thank Superintendent Pirro, Board of Education members, and our honored guests. I want to say thank you to Mr. Aaron Brady and the production staff of Night Vision. We send our deep appreciation to them for their work on the opening video. I want to thank the Pittsford staff and faculty who are here today. You played such a role in these young adults' lives, and I'm just so happy that you're here celebrating with them. To the extraordinary staff of Sutherland High School, a very, very special thanks for the many years you devoted to this class. Parents, many, many thanks for your ever-present support, your guidance of these incredible young adults, and for partnering with Sutherland High School over the years. Now for just a little instruction. Friends and family, I would like you to just remain seated until the recessional and then proceed out the main entrance to meet up with your graduate. Graduates, as you move on, be strong of character. Continue to enrich those around you. You are an amazing group of young women and men who are very well prepared. Your teachers, in particular your math teachers, have described you as being unbelievably resilient and undefeatable. You leave a legacy you might not even realize. You were among the first to experience the changes brought on by Common Core, and at one point, you had to learn both the old and the new geometry curriculum. Well, the word about you is you rarely complained. You buckled down, and each of you passed that year's Geometry Regents exam. I hope it is my sincere hope that you face each challenge that may come your way with the same persistence and willingness to give whatever it takes to accomplish your goals. Because class of 2017, you will go far. Congratulations.